Hello, YouTube. We're all going fucking insane over here. Wait, Warwick fucking got me. Mel has Solari magic. Victor is... I don't know what the fuck's going on with Victor, but it's fucked up. Jace has been time traveling. I will insist that this is true forever. Where's Heimerdinger and Echo? I don't know. The episode's called The Message is Hidden Within the Patterns, so get ready for the countdown. Wait, actually, before I do that, I'm gonna restart the stream so we don't get Daleks again on the Discord, just so I don't have to stop right at the end of an episode like that. 3, 2, 1, go. What the fuck is happening in this show? Welcome to the Arcane, I guess. Yeah, that's not the Void. That's Targon shit. Like, there's aspects of Targon in this. That is Void shit, though. Is everyone feeling normal about Victor right now? Oh, you want to talk! Oh, okay! Wake up to the sound of the silence that allows for my mind to run around. Put my ear up to the ground, searching to behold the stories that are told when my back is to the world that was smiling when I turned. Tell you you're the greatest, but once you turn, they hate us. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. My enemy. Okay, then. I can't seem to make this go away. There we go. Mel flashback. Oh. Calculated risk. Rictus is a mage? What's that side-eye rictus? Oh, Vander. Oh, those legs don't look good. Oh, no. Oh, don't go to Victor with this, please. Fucking cult. Herald of the what? Mm-hmm. Well, this is gonna go great. Bringing Hextech close to Victor is gonna be interesting. Yeah, they're running out of power, aren't they? Ah, there's an architectural merging here between the Art Nouveau of Zaun. Cult, 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 cult! This is the cultiest cult shit I've ever seen in my cult life. The sensory overload Vander must be having all the time. You can't let Victor touch him. Please don't let Victor touch him. This also feels like they're gonna get interrupted by a Noxus raid before. Oh. Oh, everyone's about to be normal. He still wears the cloak that Jace put on him, by the way. Oh, be careful with this. Hi, Vander. Okay. I guess Singe did a good job on him, huh? I already see the fucking fingerprints on his face, by the way. Isha! Oh, baby. Maybe don't call her that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. What have you got going on, Victor? Huh? There's gonna be Victor Warwick fix. Oh boy, are there ever. Also, as people are pointing out in chat, fuck me, it's pretty. Fuck me, it's pretty. I love Victor's patience with him, too. Oh? Minors. Memories. They were sisters biologically, okay. Oh, Fortiche, you motherfuckers. This is watercolor animation! Fuck you! So Isha is wearing a mining helmet from Zon. They animate it with watercolors. You can't do that! Jesus Christ. Cult. 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 So Jace is somewhere. Anyway, there's gonna be a raid. Oh, this is gonna be horrible. Wait. What's in the what's in the box there? What else did you build? He's gonna put the weapon down. Singed, what's your game? It's amazing! Should you now? Oh, that's a lot of eyes. What do you know, Singed? The mutation must survive, yeah. Oh, boy. Singed about to realize he's up against something as fucked as him. I still don't trust this. Cult! Cult! Oh, Vi remembers him. Okay. Don't change Singed. Yeah. Oh, no. Well, Caitlyn has gotten better at close combat, hasn't she? Uh-oh. Guile, Vision. Hey, buddy! How you doing? This... Caitlyn and Vi are planning this. Everyone feeling normal about that? Yeah. Huh. Blood, huh? What's in the box? Okay, so this is to lure Warwick in there. Blood. Yeah. Oh, the tragedy is gonna start again. Hey, Isha. You keeping an eye on everything? Oh. Or she's doing something else. Okay. Cult. Ambessa, overplaying your hand? Definitely overplaying her hand. Go get her! Oh, this is about to go fucked. I don't think that's enough to hold Ambessa, though. Oh, it KOs her! Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay, shit, but then Jace is gonna show up and fuck up everything, isn't he? Oh, Jace, no, baby boy, honey. He's been giving a mission by Heimerdinger and Echo. Oh, poor boy. Jace, don't do it again. Anyway, Victor knows he's here now. Well, probably has known for a while. Cult. But they do need to talk, the two of them. Of course, this episode's probably going to end before we get to see any of that. Music turns haunting. Yeah, no shit. Hey, Rictus. Ooh. Oh, that's how she lost the ponytail, huh? Those runes are fun. Maybe also a good idea to get rid of them. Yeah, you fucked with his daughter, buddy boy. You probably shouldn't have done that. You probably shouldn't have did that. Oh! Now there's blood, though. How much of Vander is still left? Please be enough. Please be enough to hold him. Get over it, Caitlyn. Oh, no. Oh, no. Right when they think it's all about to... They've saved their dad. Right when they think they've saved him. No. Not again. Not again! Just let them have this, please. Please let them have this. I mean, it's not going to be that easy to kill Victor. Is it? That's the void. That is the void. That's a void scream. I swear to God, it's a void scream. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, Rictus, guess I was right about that too. Yeah, that he... Run, Isha, please. No. No, 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 no. I hate patterns. I hate repetition. You can't put two gems. I'm gonna kill someone. I'm not watching the preview. You can do that on your own time. Yeah, it's time for Echo to come in clutch. I mean, I saw the signs, right? All the signs is they get a redo, right? They get to save Vander this time. And it's going so well, and they're right on the cusp. And they're all looking at each other happily. Right at the cusp of it. Right at the very point. The very point. The very point. And then a Hextech explosion kills Vander again. And Isha on top of it all. I'm holding on really hard to the time travel cope right now. I'm holding on really, really hard to it. The boy savior, yeah. I'm processing. I'm processing. Because one thing I do notice about the imagery in this bit, it was going, like, obviously we're all sitting there going cult, 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 because it's a cult. And when Victor goes, that scream isn't, like, they're not real people, they're puppets, right? Like, these are just extensions of him, right? They aren't people anymore. So there's definitely some signifiers that there's some bad shit happening. I think part of the point of this episode is to present Victor's perspective, right? How Victor sees what he's doing. And show him as a savior, right? Like that he was helping Vander, that he was getting through to him, that he was healing him, unraveling the patterns and... And then the coin. Yeah, well, the gear, but yes. And I think Act 3 is going to be about showing Jace's side of the coin here. Victor's also not dead. There's no way in hell. I think very specifically this act was showing Victor's power and his thing from his perspective. And very much denying us access to Jace. Like, because all we got from Jace was the flashes, right? The little flashes of the people he sees being these empty vessels for nothing. The coin was the same kind of cog that, yeah, we're playing with when they're floating. Yep, exactly. Like, the cog is a signifier. The gear is a signifier. It's a symbol of their relationship. Yeah, the repeated establishing shot. Like, the cog rolling across the floor over and over again. Setting off a flare pointed to the sky. Also, like I said, Arcane loves to repeat itself. And Jace was fulfilling his promise to Victor, among other things. Yes, like destroy Hextech, right? The thing he failed to do. Oh, Isha's dead. I don't know that she's gonna stay dead. But she's turbo dead. Nikri is being normal on Twitter right now. I can imagine. I'm being very normal right now. I'm not yelling out loud, but if you heard the fucking chorus happening inside my head right now as I'm trying to clutch through everything and just like grab onto feelings, process through the fuck just happened. I'm glad Isha got more. I have some thoughts about Isha as a character. I was so happy that she got to have more of a personality. She got to speak, like showing sign language, like act like, and not just be, you know, that she has a relationship with Jinx, that she's the one who believes in Jinx more than anything and sort of pushes her forward. Like I said, I'm holding on hard to the time travel cope right now. I'm holding on hard to the idea, because we see the coin land on one or two sides, right? Like over and over again, this coin landing one side, landing the other, implying that maybe you could get the coin to land differently with just a little bit, you know. So it's gonna be time travel. And it's gonna be Echo just making one little thing fall differently, right? Like one little thing play out in another way. I'm split, because like I don't want Echo to just fly in with time travel heroism and just fix everything, so everything's a happy ending at the end. I don't want that. That's not good enough. I do want him to fix some things. And I really need Isha not to fucking die here. Because like I said in my breakdown of Act 1, I don't want Isha to just be a prop for Jinx's character. I don't want Isha to just be this puppet thing whose only function in the story is to give Jinx an excuse to have a character arc. I don't like that as a storytelling trope. I don't like it. I think it's cheap. In a way that Arcane really shouldn't be, right? I'm not gonna go off on that yet, because Act 3 is still to come. And I'm riding time travel cope really fucking hard. Also because we get so much flashbacks to the past, so much like... There's so much time traveling mentally and physically, and like... Skye seems not to have been fridged, assuming that's Skye. Again, my assumption is very much that, like, we're seeing this from Victor's perspective, right? We're seeing all of this from Victor's perspective. He thinks he's hanging out with Skye. He thinks he's being a shining angel in magic heaven, right? That's how he perceives what he's doing. How does this look to Jace? Like, we got flashes. The barest flashes. In fact, I'm gonna fucking go back. The message hidden within the pattern, right? We're gonna have another little run at this, because... Yeah, so that's the kaleidoscope pattern we saw when he was taken by the Hex Core. I do note that Jace's hammer looks very similar to Victor's scepter. But we're just gonna... Yeah. Void! Void, 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 void. That's the void. That's the void. It is the void. Which, okay, thinking through this, Victor sees the arcane, right? He sees the arcane, he sees the magic, he sees all of that. Jace sees the void, two sides of the same coin. Masks. The arcane and the void, two sides of the same coin. Creation and destruction. Being and annihilation, matter and antimatter. And again, like, so much of this is about, like, getting us to doubt Jace, right? Like, what the fuck is he doing? Is he even mentally okay? Is he having a breakdown? He's all fucked up, raggedy, coming out of nowhere, like, having brain flashes and falling over. We're all going, oh my god, he's irrational. He doesn't know what he's doing. But he sees the pattern, right? What was that? Are those Victor's hands? That is definitely Victor's hand. Empty. An empty husk. Again. But then what do you have in your little hex hammer there, JC boy? What's that thing? And he also has hex crystals embedded in his wrists, right? The crystal. Yeah, it's the crystal. It's the crystal that the wizard used to save him. Way back when. The thing he's always worn on his wrist. A hex crystal with a rune. Yeah. But he still can't get himself to kill a child, right? Even though he knows that this is nothing, that there's nothing there. Because he's still himself in a certain degree. It's a skin. Yeah, it is a skin. They've already... A lot of people got really pissed off because Riot put the skin on the PBE long before the episodes came out. People yelling at skin spotlights for like, when Riot put it on the PBE, Skin Spotlight made a video about it, or video on it, like he always does. And it's like, blame Riot. Yell at Riot, you motherfuckers. This, too, is just so manipulative. Look, I'm an innocent tiny child with my big, shiny eyes. Oh, I'm reaching out to you. I'm a picture of innocence. You wouldn't hurt a birthday boy, would you? You wouldn't punch a man with glasses. I'm a little birthday boy. You wouldn't hurt me, would you? Manipulative. Mask. Mask. I do hold on to Victor still wearing the cloth that Jace gave him. They fucking... All the shots of the family being happy together and smiling and everything's fine and oh my god, we got Vander back and the family's getting back together and Vi and Jinx are back together and they... Oh, they were milking us for that fucking pain. They were killing us on purpose with this. For Tish, when I get my hands on you! I do like that Victor's power almost brought Vander back. Because... if it had just been the cult shit, right? If it had just been creepy cult weirdos on a commune, you know, if that's all Victor's power could really give, then narratively, like, even it's sort of like, oh, that means these people's lives still matter. But narratively, that wouldn't be so strong. It wouldn't be tempting to say, like, couldn't he just have let them have it, right? Because we saw what we've seen what Victor's power does to these people, right? It empties them. It makes them nothing. I do like that, like, we get the temptation, right? Like, we get the promise, the utopia that's nearly there, just barely nearly there, right? Like, we're the perfection that could almost be if you just give in, right? If you just surrender yourself. Caitlyn hasn't switched. Yeah, Caitlyn... I think Caitlyn is beginning to correctly understand the extent to which Ambessa has control over Piltover, right? The extent to which she doesn't actually have control over what's happening, which again gets me back to Maddie, right? That Maddie is the one who's saying, you could just reinstate the council and throw Ambessa out. You could just do that, couldn't you? You could just do that. Which is where I feel like she's aligned with Black Rose. I'm not a fan of Kate betraying Ambessa after that Act 1 scene. Feels like it happened too quickly. Yeah, that's Arcane for you. They try to tell a full season in every act, and that comes with compression issues. Yeah, it's time travel. It has to be time travel. It had better be time travel! Fortiche! I'm coming for you, motherfuckers! I will go to France! Like, I will brave the horrors of Paris to find you. Yeah, this does look like a time stop, doesn't it? Like a flash happens and then everything stops. Victor was also using his cultists to get the cores of the reactors like we saw. Yeah, that was fuel. I'm convinced that was fuel. I think that's what Victor was doing when he was hovering in his dome, was he was like slurping up hex energy from batteries that they've been stealing from various hex things. What's the butterfly effect in this butterfly effect? Good question. Singed said he was running out of power. Yes, exactly. What would Echo change? I mean, it wouldn't have to be that many things, right? I think Echo's quest is going to be finding the one thing that if you just change that, that's when the whole thing works out differently, right? So what's the one thing that needs to change? And that's probably that Jace needs to let Victor die. The other implication is, of course, Jason the Mage, right? Like, that Jace never has the idea for Hex Tech, ever, because something else happens in his childhood, right? But I think that's too far. Yeah, that would be undoing the whole show, right, basically. Give the letter to Silco. Yeah. Which, if it is give the letter to Silco, do you have any idea? Do you have any idea how much I'm gonna fucking crow? How much I'm gonna fucking brag? Because I called that! Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea? I don't necessarily think so. But that's the thing they say, right? If Silco had just received the letter, everything could have been different, right? Everything could have been different. And Jinx and Powder would have had 2 dads. 3 dads, actually. I wake up to the sound of... Arcane, why would you do this to us? Why? To the silence that allows for mine to run around. It's time travel. It has to be time travel. It's got to be something. This can't be the thing that happens. It's something. Isha being dead for this, to me, is too cheap. That's too cheap. It's too cheap of a use of a character. It's making her a prop. I don't think that's what they're going to do. But yeah, Kino's dead, and the Black Rose was using his image. She kind of was a prop from the beginning. Well, that's something you can only really judge once the character has had their arc, right? And Act 1, she hadn't had one yet, right? Like, she had no character in Act 1. She started to get character in Act 2, and then, you know. I think she's just mute. No, that's not what I'm talking about when I say she doesn't have character. It's not about whether she has spoken lines. Skye had a few spoken lines, and she was also barely a prop in Season 1 for Victor's character arc. It's not about whether the character speaks. It's about whether the character has agency, wants, drive, whether the story cares about their story as a narrative, right? Lots of characters are props, and that's fine, right? Like the cops who get murdered by Rennie's assault on the memorial, props. They're just props to heighten the tragedy and the brutality and and that's fine, because they're not really characters in the story either. Like, these are not characters like that someone's talking to or who are intimately connected to anyone's character lines, right? But Isha is so intricately connected to Jinx's character arc that if she's a prop, that's cheap. And it could be a thing of, like, this could be the result of the compression, right? Like I said, Arcane is a hyper compressed show. Hyper compressed show. It's trying to do a whole season in 3 episodes. And stuff inevitably gets sacrificed. Skye got sacrificed for that in Act 1. Maybe Echo's time travel shenanigans will include learning something about Isha's past. Maybe. Who knows? It's not... I don't need Isha to have, like, a whole episode in the next act only dedicated to her. I just need her not to be, like, exploded as a cheap, like, oh no, the child died shortcut for emotional development for Jinx. That's the other part of it that's cheap, right? If it's like, Jinx, she's traumatized. How do we get her to stop being a fucked up person? make her a mother and then kill her child. That's cheap. That's a cheap way to treat especially a female character. It's a cheap way to treat a male character, like, oh, make them a father and then kill them. Right? Because, oh, trauma. That's what fridging is, right? Like, fridging is about when you make a character and then you just brutalize and harm them so that other characters can feel bad about it. So other characters can have their story arcs advanced. It's a shitty way to treat characters. It's a way that female characters are often treated in, like, a lot of popular media. Superhero comics is where the term comes from, where female characters like girlfriends and wives and mothers are often just, like, killed so the superhero can have something to be mad about and avenge, right? Children are used this way too. Children, like, because comic books are often not interested in children as people, right? As characters, like, their interiority, their development, who they are. Children are often just used as, like, cheap props for the superheroes to have, like, feelings about. But what does the child want? What personality do they have? Where they go? Like, what do they care about? Who are they? That is often, like, not at all a concern of the story. And that's cheap, right? It's a shitty way to use a person as a character. And it's like, it's not evil, right? It's not ontologically evil. It's not something that makes someone a bad person. It's just, it's shortcuts. It's cheap shortcuts. And it's inelegant. And it's shallow, right? And lazy also, yeah. Like, this is one of the things about WandaVision and, like, the Scarlet Witch thing. Is like, that Wanda is just like, oh, children, babies, feelings I have about them. But the children as characters, I think Wiccan has sort of shown up as a character more recently in the Marvel stuff, but, like, that shit was also cheap because it's just using a child as a prop rather than, oh, the child is a person whose loss we should mourn because they had an interiority, right? But yeah, time travel cope. So much time travel cope. Echo's gonna fix it. Boy savior, yay! Everything's gonna be fine!